suck balls.
You're not even ready for how this is gonna start.
You have ball hairs.
You're not even ready for how this is gonna start.
You have ball hairs stuck in your throat from all the balls you suck.
What? Wait, keep talking.
Who sang this song?
Wait, talk as loud as you might talk.
This is about as loud as I might talk.
Fuck. I might have to max you out. Do it again. Talk again.
This is about as loud as I might talk.
Yeah, that's a little much. Talk again.
This is about as loud as I might talk.
All right, cool.
All right, cool. Why are you sitting like that?
I sit how I sit. What do you mean? What's wrong with how I'm sitting?
I never said anything about how you sit.
You just said it, bro.
Why are you coming at me all aggressive, man? It's my first time on the podcast.
Dude,
Take it easy.
Dude, they see if you're watching the video, if they're watching the video, they saw your lips say, "Why are you sitting like that, dude?"
I didn't
people
say
can't
that,
read
though.
lips?
I didn't say that.
You just said that to me. Why don't you fucking tell them what you were saying about Italians right before the podcast? What was that fucked up thing you were saying about Italian people?
Italians are cool, and apparently Jake disagrees. So
That's
he
not
thinks
what
that's
you
a
said.
fucked up opinion.
That's not what you said, bro. You said Italians. You said, I guess they're people.
Oh no, I said, I guess they're cool as people.
No.
Because of The Sopranos, whoa, I never seen this show before. I guess they're cool as people.
Yeah, exactly. You were like, yo, before I saw Sopranos, I was like, Italians aren't people.
Nah, I always liked Italians.
This is what you said to me.
It's the
You said it-
Mexicans I have a bone to pick with.
What the fuck, dude?
Nah, that's cool. I'm Mexican, so
You gotta say that?
I can have. It's like when you hate a little bit of your own family, but you love them, but it's because you grew up with them that you hate them.
Oh yeah.
It's that kind of thing.
I have a big enough. I feel like if you have a big enough family, you're gonna dislike like 60% of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not that social with people, but I'm even less social with my family.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, like my cousin reached out to me on Instagram the other day. She was like, yo, life's been tough on me, but I really miss you, but I'm proud of everything you've been doing. I
Yeah.
hope we can sit down and catch up.
Yeah.
You know, I could use somebody to talk to. And she didn't ask for money or anything, but she just wanted a companion. But that was already asking too much.
Yeah, when I agree, when like cousins ask for friendship, I go, nah, we're just blood.
Our blood, our relation is nothing but a coincidence to me.
Yeah.
That's cold-blooded.
But it's kind of true. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I have like 4 cousins who I consider friends.
Yeah, I think relatives are like classmates. Like you meet them all, and you decide which ones you get along with.
Yeah.
And the rest,
You got to just see.
they're just side characters.
Yeah. This is the group of people I'm going to see every period, and these are the ones I fuck with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. This is so like officially we started the podcast.
Oh,
right?
yeah. My guest is Ralph Barbosa.
My guest is Jake Letizia.
Yeah. You're the host?
Not really, but what is up, guys? We are back with another Talking to Myself podcast. Today, I am not talking to myself. I am talking to a former Italian man, now turned Latino, Jake Letizia.
Are you referring to my ticket last night, dude?
Yeah, he got a ticket last night, and the cop was like, yo, you Latino? This guy's got to be Latino.
Yeah, I was hopping the turnstile, and I got ticketed. Me and my friend were hopping the turnstile. Bro, it was fucked because I was walking with a friend, and I said to him, I was like, yo, I just want to walk to like 59th and then take the train home. And he was like, oh, you don't want to just come in Grand Central with me? I was like, all right, I guess. And then I usually pay if I think I can't hop. Like, you've seen me do this.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, yeah, it's risky, I pay. So I go, I don't know if we should hop. There's usually cops here. And then he goes, nah, man, I've hopped here before. So I was like, fuck it. So we both hop, and immediately cops see us. And there's nowhere to run.
So your friend is a Fed. He's undercover.
Dude, you should. If you saw his stories the next day, that night, he was like, yo, I ratted out my friend immediately. Fuck him, dude.
Yo, he Henry Hilled you.
He Henry Hilled the fuck out of me, dude.
Yeah.
We got to cancel this, man. We got to fucking put him in the ground.
He was like, nah, trust me. I know a place. You were like, nah, I'm pretty sure that place is no good. He's like, trust me.
Trust me. I was like, yo, man, I just want to go for a walk. He's like, nah, man, come with me.
Damn, he set you up, man.
But yeah, the cops, I was like, we're not going to, if we run, it's going to be way worse. So I just stayed put, and they came up real aggressive. And this woman, it was a woman and a dude, and the woman was like, you stand here and you stand here, like telling us where to stand. And then he said,
yo, I agree with you. Women are getting out of hand. No, I'm kidding.
Well, as the story goes, both get out of hand. So she tells me to stand one place and him the other place, and she goes, because he did it, pointing at me, and he didn't to my friend, which we both did, dude. What the fuck?
But that's why I'm saying he was a Fed. He was in on it the whole time.
I guess so. Well, allegedly he also did it.
All right.
This podcast has been in the New York Times because I was in court.
Dude, you got to stop snitching out here, man.
Hey man, I held up in court last time, dude. Fuck it. I held up under the scrutiny of a judge. Anyway, allegedly my friend also did it. He didn't, bro. It was only me who hopped. It was only me on the record who hopped. So yeah, so then what happened was they were being very aggressive and I just went like, all right. And then they calmed down because I guess they realized we're going to be fine. And then this guy was like filling out this form, and then at one point he's like, "Letizia, are you Latino?" And I just said, "What?" And he goes, "What are you? What are you? What's your background?" And I go, "Italian." And he goes, you know what they say? You assume, make an ass out of you and me. And I was like, "Bro, I didn't say this to him, but in my head I was like, I didn't say shit."
I don't understand that you make an ass out of you and me. Like, what would make you the ass?
Yeah, I don't mind the dumb one. You said it.
Yo, if I would have thought you were Latino, you would have looked like a fucking ass.
Also, you already did it. You looked dumb.
You already assumed it.
Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah, but not officially on paper. No, none of my friends are gonna see this.
But anyway, yeah, I hopped the turnstile.
You gotta take. Do you think?
And only me.
Do you think after you guys were walking off, that cop was like, "Fuck, I hope that guy doesn't have a podcast to talk about this on."
Maybe, dude. I hope this fucking clip goes viral, and this cop is like, "Fuck, dude, why I think he was Latino?" Fuck, dude.
This goes out to all men and women. We're coming after you. Your days are done.
Well, also, I was like, is he being racist? Like, what? I didn't know how to feel about him saying that.
I think that's like a thin line between just racism and just ignorance. I think you have to be ignorant to be racist.
Yeah.
But I think that was just ignorance.
Just pure ignorance.
Yeah, just pure ignorance.
For a second, I was like, are you saying that like Latinos hop turnstiles? I was like, why are you assuming this?
He's like, you guys like to jump over things that hold you from getting into things.
Well, it was also embarrassing because I think he was Latino. So he's like, yo, you're
one of me?
You're one of me?
You know, my family used to jump things. I get it.
I was like, damn, dude, you're fucked. Anyway, enough about me, bro. How you doing, bro? You're in the city right now? Chilling?
Yeah, this has actually been my bed for the past 2 weeks.
Hell yeah,
this
dude.
couch here. Jake and Fernando have been letting me stay on their couch.
Oh, yeah, Fernando Ruiz, you know.
Fernando Ruiz. Ruiz the Cheese, as a lot of people know him.
We all call him Ruiz the Cheese. People should start doing that.
Yeah, some guys just call him Buddy. Anyway, yeah, this is like the 5th time I come over here, I think. I don't know, man.
I think so, something like that.
But every time I come over here, they let me stay on their couch, and
It's true.
we eat a bunch of food.
It's true.
And yeah, man, I don't know. This time we're staying in Queens,
Yeah.
Astoria.
Well, don't get too specific.
Address is
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
I don't want people to know where exactly, but
I've already seen people approach you and get real excited, so I don't want you to say the address and then be like, yo, he's on a podcast.
yeah, for the record, I'm not living here. I'm just staying here while I'm in town.
Yeah, he's gone soon. 2 days, he's gone, bro.
In 2 days, I am out of here.
Yeah, so don't come knocking.
And you will never see me again. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I bring it up because this is my favorite New York neighborhood that I've stayed in, man. I love Queens.
You like Astoria the best?
I like Astoria like a lot. It just feels very like neighborhoody home.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Last time we were on the Upper East Side, which there was tons of great food around from the bodega. And
Best chopped cheese, bro. Best chopped cheese in New York,
best
baby.
chopped cheese I had so far. I haven't tried them all.
That's true.
I will try every chopped cheese in New York.
I
I
haven't
swear to Christ, I will try every chopped cheese in New York.
I haven't seen you eat a single one this time around.
Well, I'm taking a break. I got a lot of trips coming
Alright,
up
dude.
to New York, but They also had International Wings Factory, which if you get the Nashville style wings, those are amazing.
Yeah, go there. This is just the podcast plugging all the best spots in New York, according to Ralph Barbosa.
Well, that's the main thing I come to New York for is the food. Comedy's cool too. Don't get me wrong. That's like something I do on the side, but I come here for the food.
Yeah, well, he's better at eating than he is at comedy.
That's true. I'm better at putting things in my mouth than what comes out.
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Yo, you were talking about blue cheese last time when we were eating wings.
Yeah, blue cheese.
I got the wings at the Comedy Cellar when I went to go watch.
And you got with blue cheese?
They didn't have ranch, so I just got blue cheese.
And it was better, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It was. Yeah, dude. It was.
It depends on
the wing.
No, that too, but it depends on whose ranch it is. Like International Wings Factory, I gotta try their blue cheese because their ranch is, you know. So we'll see. Other than that, New York is cool. The subway is tight, man. I met a guy I got on the wrong train last night, and I met a dude, and he's either the coolest dude ever, just laid back, mellow, or he's a serial killer who just is kidnapping a bunch of special education students.
What does that mean? Explain that further. That's a wild statement to just make.
Yeah, so
you gotta explain this, man.
I got on the wrong train.
Wait, hold on. Before you, I forgot to put the timer on.
Ah, shit. Unprofessionalism. Professionalism. Let me check the phone while we're on break. Oh, we're good.
No. This camera turns off after a while.
So you gotta.
So I gotta make sure that.
Yo, send us money for new cameras. Fans, join our Patreon.
Wait, so tell me, so this guy was either a what? A pedophile of special needs kids, you said?
I don't know if he's a pedophile. He might be kidnapping them.
Oh, kidnapping special needs kids. I was just trying to backtrack and find out what you said.
It's a crazy accusation, Jake.
All right, dude. I thought they're pretty adjacent things.
Yeah, tomato, buddy. I got on the train. And I was on that corner little seat where there's only like 2 seats.
Yeah.
And this tall dude, he's dressed in all black, which is either the coolest thing or the scariest thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. And he's like, yo, can I sit down, man?
Wait, what do you mean all black? Did he have a mask on too?
Nah, he didn't have a mask on.
Okay.
He was just wearing like a suit looking thing. He looked like a vampire slayer.
Hell yeah. He might have been. There's a couple in New York.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
They have like a whole network underground.
I knew it. Anyway, that just changes everything.
Keep going.
He sat down, and then I don't know how we started talking. He was just like, yo, that girl across from us been staring at you this whole time. I was like, for real? And then I look, and there was like a 60-year-old lady. He described her as, he was like, yo, the girl with the red lipstick, she's been staring at you this whole time. Yeah, this lady was like 60-something years old. I was like, does he think I'm into it? Like, are you in? I don't know. But I was just like, haha, all right, man. And then started like chit-chatting a little bit.
Why do you think he's kidnapping kids? It sounds like more like he's kidnapping old ladies,
I'm getting there,
all right,
dude.
Let's get there.
So, this is the first thing where I'm like, yo, he was like, yo, my roommate, man, she looks good, man. She gonna get it tonight.
What?
And yeah, I was like, okay, either that means like she's like, you know, getting it, like him and his roommate been banging.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna murder his roommate.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't know. I was just like, oh, all right, yeah, cool. And then he was like talking about stuff. We were just talking again, and he was like, where are you from? And he's like, you visiting? I was like, yeah, I'm here from Texas. He was like, yo, I'm going to Texas. I was like, oh, dope. I was like a little vacation or like just to visit family? Like, what are you doing? He was just like, nah, I'm going on a road trip down there with my job. I was like, what do you do? He's like, well, I'm taking some of my students. I'm a teacher for special ed students, and I'm taking them down there and for a road trip. And I was like, where to exactly in Texas? He was like, I don't know.
What?
Yeah, I was like, yo, are you stealing these kids? Like, are you gonna murder your roommate and then steal the kids? Like, it's a lamb. Either he's like banging his roommate and he's so cool about it, and he's also like this cool special education teacher who's gonna take these kids on a road trip.
How long was he gonna take them there for?
I stopped asking questions because I was like, you know what, you do you, man. That's what makes you happy. I don't know these kids, you know.
I'm gonna assume the best and hope these kids are fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're. I mean, it sounds like. I guess that's not too crazy. I'm trying to think of when I was a kid. I guess I went on trips. We went to Washington D.C.
But you knew the destination.
That's true. Yeah, it was like a scheduled thing that they did every year with the class. It wasn't like, hey, this year, where are we going? You guys want to vote? This guy on the train said that Dallas was cool.
I told him I was like, you know, it's real cool to visit the big cities down there like Houston, Dallas, all that, and he was like those little hard to find areas are pretty nice too.
What?
Nah, he didn't say that.
Oh.
he did say like I do like open space areas though. He's like country towns.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you could have been you could have Batman the shit out of this. You could have been a hero. You could be like, yo, go to this specific place, and then you could call the local cops and be like, hey, keep an eye on this guy. He's got a bunch of kids with him.
Yeah, but
and he seems weird, bro. He told me an old lady was eyeing me like I would want to have sex with her, and the cops would immediately be like, bro, that's weird. We got to keep an eye on this dude. Because clearly that was the part that made you be like, yo, this guy's really weird.
Well, he's either like the weirdest guy or the coolest guy. Like that could also be like just a very chill, mellow, good person.
That's kind of. I mean, that's pretty progressive. That you'd be like, yo, that old lady, like just not refer to her as an old lady. It's like, yo, the one with the red lipstick, dude, she's a banger, bro.
He's like, I don't see age.
I just see love.
Yeah.
Did he say that?
No.
But also, that could also be bad though. If he says, I don't see age, I just see love. He's taking a bunch of kids to Texas.
He also told me he had to go meet his roommate's dad.
Maybe they are fucking. Maybe they're like getting married.
And if I had to guess anything, my final guess,
yeah,
this is what it is. I'm assuming is he was in love with his roommate. Little by little, he started falling for her. They started banging. His job is going good with these kids.
Yeah.
But the kids probably have shitty parents, and he's noticing it and doesn't know what to do. So he has this dilemma where he he's in love, but he has his work dilemma, right? Not too much pressure, whatever. Then he meets his father-in-law, and for some reason starts falling for his father-in-law. His roommate's dad is bisexual, very progressive.
This is your best
very
guess?
Beautiful. So now he's in this love triangle, and the way that his students' parents are treating his students is getting worse and worse. He doesn't know what to do about it. He's falling under pressure. He says, "In one night, I can solve all my problems. I will kill my roommate so I can be with her dad, run away with these kids, when we'll raise them in Texas," which I think is beautiful. And if you don't, you are a bigot.
I think that's beautiful too.
Yeah.
But I think it's a wild best guess. My best guess is he's actually, this third party is the most involved part of this.
Dude.
But why are they taking the kids? The kids don't have parents?
They have shitty parents. Were you not listening to the story?
Is that, you said that at one point?
Yeah, he doesn't like the way these kids are being treated by their parents.
But how does he know is my point.
Because they hit him.
How does he know that?
Because they get to school late and they blame it on the kids and they go, "It's all your fault," and they hit him.
In front of him?
Yeah.
So this is a school for special needs kids where they just open, like the parents are openly hitting them?
Nobody said anything about a school for special needs kids. Probably a school with like a special ed class.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. It's a full class. I have no idea what's going on. I'm looking for the info from you, dude.
I don't know either.
Don't get mad at me for assuming info.
Well,
you just assumed the whole love triangle. You're getting pissed at me for assuming a school?
I'm making like a guesstimated assumption. Like in the world of detectives.
You're getting pissed? You think it's wild that I assumed it's a special needs school, but it's not wild for you to assume that he's having a love triangle with the father and they're abducting these kids?
Dude, let me tell you something. In the world of detectives, you're not allowed to believe in coincidences. But you also can't just assume that they all go to a special needs school.
Yeah, but you also can't just assume that him being like, I got to meet the father. He also said, meet the father. Now I got to see the father again. Also, how do you know they've been fucking? I feel like he's with this. I feel like he lives with this girl, and he's like, "Yo, she's gonna get it tonight," but he's never fucked her. He's just like trying to be like, "Dude, she's so hot. I want to give it to her." But you assume that he's been getting it. Was he a good-looking dude?
Yeah.
Damn, that changes the whole thing.
That does change
That
everything.
changes so much of what you said.
Yeah.
He's probably has been having sex with her then.
Yeah. He's got that hot privilege, bro. When you're super hot, you're allowed to do anything. You could just go up to parents and be like, "Yo, can I take your kids on a road trip to wherever?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, go ahead. You're fucking hot, man."
Yeah, dude. That's what happened with with MJ, Michael Jackson. But I guess that was more. I mean,
I think that was more of like a money
it's a
interest.
fame privilege.
But you know what? I never really.
Some people thought he was hot. The women who were like, "Yeah, take my kid with you," they thought he was hot. You know what I'm saying?
That is nuts.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, my mom also used to just let me go with dudes because they were hot.
Yeah, that sucks.
One of them
and that
was
is sad.
That's cool, man. Your parents are still married, right?
Yeah, still married.
So you got the whole other side of trauma.
yeah. I guess so.
There's like
You got the split parent trauma. I got the. Maybe they should have split up trauma.
trauma, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that. I can't like I wanna get married one day, but I know that whoever I end up with is either gonna be the most chill relationship or just like the most toxic one.
You think so?
Yeah. Like it's either gonna have me like ready to murder us and take some kids to Texas.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna have me like just chill. But I feel like really chill, mellow relationships lack a lot of like affection and a lot of like excitement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nothing makes you appreciate a partner like, you know, watching them come home after you've been wondering who they've been fucking for the last 10 hours. You know what I mean? Like if
you like that? You like that part of a relationship?
It makes it so much sweeter when they do come home.
So stupid.
Like
that's so dumb.
Like if you're waiting at home and you're like, "Oh yeah, my partner gets home at 7 every day, and then we're mellow for the rest of the night."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's calm, and it's nice that they get home at 7. Every now and then they get home at 7:08, and you were like, "Oh, I was a little worried there for a minute," but you're here, you know.
But you rather have the excitement of where is she?
Yeah, I'd rather be like, "Yo, she got out of work at 6 on Monday. It is now Tuesday." And then when she does get home, you're like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "What? You don't think I fucking love you? I fucking love you." And then you're like, "I love you too." And you just start making out. And it's way more passionate, man. I want that passion.
Your passion over love is what it sounds like. Or is passion love?
Passion is part of love.
So you think, what do you think boredom is? You think it's just settling?
No, I don't
think
it's...
you need a toxic relationship?
I think I just personally need toxic. I don't think boredom is not a form of love. I think boredom itself is a form of love.
Yeah.
You can be bored together and you enjoy each other's company.
That's true.
I just find that extremely boring.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Isn't that on you though?
I want to ask you who you're texting and I want to see you chunk your phone out the window.
Are you for real though? Do you really get worried about that shit when you're dating somebody? Do you get paranoid like that?
Nah, I think I used to. I think like as a teenager.
I feel like as a teenager, yeah. For me, like as a teenager, I get paranoid, but as I've gotten older, I don't think about it at all.
Yeah, I might have gone too much the other way with it. Like I used to be super jealous, super like, "Yo, what the fuck is this and that," right?
Yeah.
And now I might be too mellow to the point where a girl might be like, "Yo, do you even care though?"
Yeah, too indifferent.
Which is like, yeah, I do care, but like, what am I supposed to do? Like progress check you, like progress report? Like,
yeah.
Like, yo, you talked to anybody today?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, relationships are tough, man. I haven't even had a real relationship since like when they first shut everything down for the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool though. She worked.
That's not too long ago.
Who's that?
Fuck, it's a package.
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
Yo, we're gonna cut this out. No. This is dumb. We should cut this out. Check emails. Is that those clippers?
Yeah, the clippers for my head. I gotta cut my hair. Dude, I don't cut shit out, bro. We get the full effect here, dude.
All right. So anyway, as I was saying, this girl.
So your last relationship.
It's one of the greatest relationships I've ever had.
Yeah.
I didn't know, like when the pandemic first started and everything was shut down, everybody was like, oh shit, I wonder how long it's going to last. Like it was stressful, right? But having a girlfriend made it a lot easier because she worked at a restaurant just doing curbside. And so she would just like come hang out after she got out of work and she would bring food. And I don't know about you guys, but I personally love doing nothing. I love just being home all day. I remember that's around the time the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls documentary came out.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. I wish I liked sports more to argue about it.
But I'm not even that into sports, but.
All right, I pick LeBron then.
What the fuck?
No, I think Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time.
Greatest player of all time.
I mean, Space Jam's the best. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Space Jam, the first one I've seen a million times. The LeBron one, didn't even watch once, dude.
Yeah, I didn't
Heard
even,
it was trash.
I didn't even watch that. So.
And I picked the best things off movies. Like the Titans is my favorite football team because remember the Titans is sick as fuck. And I know they're not related, but they are, dude.
Bro, that brings me to my point though. So me and this girl, I was never nervous or anything.
Yeah.
But she didn't know what Space Jam was, and she said that the LeBron one was good. So I was like, "Oh, we're over."
Nah, that's not what happened.
That is exactly.
Is that really what happened?
Yeah, you gotta be cold-hearted in these streets.
But it sounds like it sounds like for real though, the board, like you were doing the boredom thing and you liked it. Like you were just being boring as shit and it was still fun.
Yeah, but even that started getting me a little paranoid after a while.
Well, what was paranoid about that?
Cause I was like,
what if I'm too boring?
Yo, she's too quiet. Did she get all her excitement out with another guy? Nah, I'm kidding. I didn't. Nah, I don't know, man. When things open back up, having a partner is tough because it was not tough. You got to prioritize your partner. You know what I mean? Out of like respect for your partner, and I don't think I did a good job of that.
Yeah.
That things opened back up, I wanted to go do like comedy and stuff like ASAP.
Yeah.
This is Texas, so I don't know. I could be wrong, but according to the people who are running this club, I think the Addison Improv was like the first club to open back up in the country. I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like they shut us down on the 13th, and on the 14th we were like, I think we're good now. Nah, we opened up pretty quick. I don't remember, but
yeah.
As the comedy show started coming back, and nobody really wanted to. Well, not that nobody, but there was a lot of people who didn't want to perform.
Yeah.
Obviously
because it was still a little early. Yeah.
But I was like, fuck it. That means I can perform then. Like.
Yeah, you want to perform.
Anybody who wanted to come headline in Addison, I was one of the few people who was available to open.
Yeah.
And amongst other gigs, and so I was just like, I don't knock anybody for bringing their date to comedy shows.
Sure.
I personally didn't want to because I felt like I was trying to grow my material. So when I was, I'm like writing all day, and when I'm there, I'm like focusing on the material, and I felt like I wasn't gonna be able to pay my date the respect that she deserved.
Yeah.
Like, as in being a date here, being out with them.
Yeah.
It felt more like if you're at your job and you got your partner there just kind of waiting while you finish your shift.
Yeah.
So I didn't want that. And there's going to be weighing in my head like, oh shit, I feel bad. Like I just wanted to be at the shows with a clear mind. And when I was not at the shows, I was like cutting hair. I was still cutting hair full time. So, yeah, it just kind of drifted apart. I was like, yo, if the world ever shuts down again, let's try this again.
So you're like, I kind of, for the sake of love, you're kind of banking on another pandemic.
That's why, like, when that monkeypox
COVID-22, bro.
Nah, when monkeypox, like, when that first started blowing up, I was like, who knows? It might be around that time again for me to settle down a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Monkeypox it up together.
Although monkeypox comes from love, dude. So I don't know.
Yeah? So it might be a catch-22 then.
Yeah, it might be a catch-22, bro.
Life is tough.
I don't know. I think you're right, though, of like, I lately have been thinking about how there is something to like you. I think if you're actually interested in somebody, there is a little bit of like, you got to be nervous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I said that at all, but yeah, I am right.
Well, I'm turning your paranoia thing into a nicer thing.
Oh, oh yeah. I forgot. I forgot we did talk about that. Yeah. No, like, yeah. To like
You gotta
a
be
degree.
a little nervous. Yeah, you gotta be like
Yeah.
the perfect amount of nervous.
Like there's people who don't get jealous, but there is a certain amount, like a tiny bit of jealousy, or like you kind of territorial. That's like a healthy amount, like a tiny little like.
Yeah, you don't. You don't want to be territorial or jealous, but you want to be like, you want to go after somebody who you're like, oh yeah, other people are interested in this person. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go after somebody who you're like, you don't want the person you're with doesn't want you to think about them that you're like. I mean, nobody likes this, bro. Nobody fucking wants this person.
Nobody wants you. You're lucky I want you.
Yeah, you're lucky I want you. No one wants to feel that way. Like no one wants to feel like their partner thinks that they're way better than them. You know what I'm saying? So there's got to be some balance of like the person being like, oh shit, I'm lucky to be with this person.
Relationships also freak me out a little bit because it's like
because you hate women.
It's just weird that like this person, like it I think it's, for me it has to start off like a friendship kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
You got to be fond of spending time with this person and it'd be fun. But it's weird when it becomes like a little too needy, like when it becomes like I need a certain amount of attention, a certain type of attention from this specific person.
Yeah.
Then it's like, yo, calm down. And if I catch myself feeling like that, then I'm just like, what have I become? Like, who am I? Like, but then again,
because you don't want to demand attention from somebody.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow, dude, didn't even.
Dude, hold your thought with that.
All right.
Dude, you were getting deep, and the timer fucked you up.
We'll be right back after these messages. All right, we in?
We're back.
We're back.
All right. So you're talking about relationships, bro. You don't like when you get to the point where you feel needy in a relationship. You feel like you need something from somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of lost my track. Hey, yo, you know what this was making me think of?
What?
This is like a little joke on like, I've only seen this like in New York. It could be other places, but a little joke on like the whole Brooklyn comedies. I noticed comics here.
Yeah.
They get on stage and one
they
of
put
the
it
first
over
things
their
they
shoulder.
do, they go like this.
Yeah, yeah.
And then about 3 seconds into their set is like,
they take it off.
it just falls though.
Yeah.
It's funny. Anyway, relationships are crazy.
Real quick, I just wanted to say I noticed people do this in Brooklyn. Yeah, some people do it.
Anyway, guys, so yeah, I just never seen that.
Fucking up the whole audio, the whole recording's all like.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
It's probably fine.
All right. Striking. You guys don't know how many times Jake said that while
when you turn on. That's a professional thing to do when you turn on lights.
We're in an apartment, dude.
These are professional film lights, dude.
I get it.
Don't get mad because I work in film production, you piece of shit.
Out of respect for the lights.
No, respect for you so you don't hurt your fucking eyes.
Striking?
Yeah. Bro, you don't know how many times I didn't say that and then somebody goes, oh, fuck. Why didn't you say something?
But like I didn't know what it meant. And you explained it to me. You said striking.
Yeah.
That means the lights are turning on. Which, you could have just been like, yeah, I'm going to turn these lights on. Boom, we're done.
Yeah, but it's just it's a good thing to always know.
That's true. That's true.
It's a good thing to always say. It's a professional thing to do. I'm trying to keep this professional, and you're trying to sully this fucking whole process, bro.
I'm trying to sully it?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
You're trying to fucking sabotage.
Sabotage? That's what sully means?
Bro, what's going on? Why are you dodging this whole conversation about you don't like when you need something from a partner? You're dodging, bro. You're about to go heavy in.
Yo, but like I don't know how much is it, like what's a normal amount to need from your partner? Like when are you being too needy? You know what I mean? I talk about this a lot. I was an only child for a long time.
Yeah.
I lived just at my grandma's, just me and my grandma for a long time.
Yeah.
So I was just in my room a lot of times. I had like my friends that I hang out with tons, but there's also a lot of times that it's just me in my room.
Yeah.
Just watching TV all day, playing video games, like go outside to shoot the basketball by myself.
Yeah.
So, being around like people, especially in a relationship, it's like, because even now as an adult, I'm alone a lot. Like, yeah, I'll be at a comedy club with comics and out here, but my day is like in here all the time, like just in my head. So in a relationship, it's weird to me. It feels like I'm like not carrying the person, because I'm not like carrying the relationship. That's not what I mean. But it does feel like like, all right, I'm holding this person, and after a while, it's like, yo, how long can I keep this up? Yeah.
But what do you mean? How long can you? What do you mean? How long can you keep it up? Well, the other person. What do you mean? But when you're with that person, you're not. Are you just? You're not still in your head. You're with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But after a while, it's like little things start to kind of like I start to overthink them. Like there's times where you might be like, yo, I might want to hang out with that person.
Yeah.
But it's just like, damn, how much is too much hanging out? Or like when like,
well, too much for who? Too much like, yeah. What is the too much? Like, what is it, like too much for what you want to do with your life, or they think it's too much, or
yeah, like I don't want to suffocate anybody. That's
okay.
always something I'm worried about. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to suffocate, and I also don't want to be suffocated.
Sure.
So like I also start to get a little worried about like, am I coming off mean for not spending enough time, or am I asking for too much time? I overthink all those things.
Yeah.
So it's just like, damn, it's tough.
Yeah, but I think you figure that out with the person.
Yeah.
You just talk to that person, you figure it out. Bro, if somebody, it's all about, the only reason why you wouldn't talk about that is because you don't want to like show your hand and be like, yo, I want to hang out with you a lot, because you're afraid that's too suffocating.
I hate showing my hands.
Yeah, but you gotta fuck it. Don't be cool, dude. When you date, don't be fucking cool, bro. That's stupid.
That's probably some of the best dating advice anybody can ever hear. Don't be fucking cool. Just be you.
Be genuine.
Yeah.
If you want to hang out with a lady, go, yo, I want to hang out with you. Yo, let's hang out. And if she doesn't want to, she'll be like, nah.
That's true.
Or she'll be weird and be like, oh, I can't. And then you go, all right.
I mean, that is how I am like 90% of the time. I just haven't got to that point where we're like seriously dating since the pandemic.
Yeah.
But anybody I've seen, after that, when we hang out, it is like a, yo, you want to hang out?
Yeah.
Yo, you want to do this? Like,
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I haven't gotten to that point since the beginning of the pandemic of the actual like, yo, this is a real relationship now.
Yeah.
Which, if it happens, it happens. But at the same time, I feel like I haven't let it happen just because I know it's like a lot to figure out. Figuring out a person is a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'll figure out a person later.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta stay focused right now.
Yeah. Well, that's a different thing. If it's about like your career, then that's a whole different thing. You're trying to make something happen, and you feel like you don't want to give too much time to somebody who.
Yeah. There has been a couple girls that I think were like ready to maybe like date a little more seriously.
Yeah.
But I was like, they have no idea. Like,
I hate women so
no,
much.
that I have no money.
Oh.
I'm just like, let me make this a real job first, and we'll come back.
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather have somebody now who understands that, who like comes up with you? Because then the person's not. Because if you start making a lot of money at it, right? Then people are just gonna be coming at you because you make that money. And the moment you don't make that money, they're gonna be like, like fuck you.
That definitely sounds real nice. Don't get me wrong. Like to have somebody who's with you like before you reach the goals you want to reach.
Yeah.
But it also feels like bad to like a lot of the girls that I've met do pretty well on their own, and it feels bad not to like. I feel like I'm holding them back. Like I've talked to girls who like want to spend the weekend doing fun things, like go to a fucking baseball game just to sit there and have some drinks and then go out that night or something. And it's just like, if I do that, my next 2 months are fucked.
Yeah, yeah.
Or it might keep me from traveling somewhere where I need to go do some shows or something. So, it's also they want to do things on weekends, which is already tough enough,
Because you got to do shows and stuff.
Yeah, but it feels bad to feel like I'm the one holding them back. Like, you know what I mean? Like I want to be wherever somebody I'm dating is financially,
Yeah.
I would like to at least match that, or at least be close to matching that,
Sure.
so that I don't hold them back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but do they feel like you're holding them back?
Fucking capitalism's keeping me from love. No, I'm kidding.
Socialist Barbosa.
Social. I don't like any. I don't like any of the isms.
Me too, dude. Wow, dude. Hell, dude. Everyone should bow listening right now.
Hell
you don't
yeah.
like isms, dude?
I hate
You're a
isms.
king, bro. Bro,
Nah.
you're woke as fuck, dude.
I don't know. I don't care for isms.
Wait, but do the people do they think you're holding them back, or do you just think that?
I don't know.
Because that's key. You got to ask that, bro. You got to be like, listen. You should just be like, yo, listen. I can't afford this. That's a problem. It's a problem. But I would like to go to a baseball game with you, but I cannot pay for it.
Also, baseball sucks.
Yeah, baseball does suck. Pick a better sport to hang out at.
I've always wanted to go to a basketball game. I like basketball.
Basketball's tight, bro. When I was a kid, I went to a kid's birthday party at some basketball game, and it was the Nets versus the 76ers.
Yo, that's badass.
When Allen Iverson was on the 76ers.
Yo, that's one of my all-time favorite basketball players. You saw Allen Iverson?
Bro, and I was the only one who wanted the 76ers to win.
Hell yeah.
And they fucking destroyed the Nets. And I was like psyched talking to the dad the whole time, and his son and like everybody else was like, "Fuck, the Nets lost."
Yeah, because of AI.
Because of AI?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson. I thought you meant
Artificial
I
intelligence.
thought you were calling the team robots. I was like, what the fuck,
a
bro?
bunch of fucking
Those are
robots.
people, bro. Italians are people. Basketball players are people. You're a piece of shit, dude.
Everybody knows Italians and basketball players have no souls. Nah, man. Nah, Allen Iverson is one of the greatest of all
So
time.
good. Practice?
Bro, you
One of the
talking
greatest
about
clips of all
practice?
time, dude.
Talking about open mics.
That's what I say to people every time they want me to go to a mic. Talk about open mics?
Yo, I've thought about maybe like trying to talk to a comic,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
They usually don't like you, huh?
Yeah, they're usually like, you
Wait, what do you
suck.
mean talk to a comic? Oh, date a comic. Is that
Yeah,
what
like
you're
to
saying?
try to
Oh.
date. You know what I mean? But
Why not?
I've never felt like the little, like, I don't think anything's ever like really been there, so I'm not gonna like force it either. I'm not gonna be like,
Yeah.
yo, you're a comic, so I should hit on you. Like,
No, I agree with you. Well, because when it's, I think of it. I mean, I've seen people in successful relationships who are both comics, and I've seen people who were in very unsuccessful ones. I think a lot of times it has to do with like you gotta wait for somebody in the scene or who's around who like you are like, nah, I really like, I'm genuinely interested. Who it feels like they feel the same way about you, because it's like too, I don't know. You don't want to be that guy who's just like, hey, what's going on? And then you like fuck a bunch of people, and then everyone's like, yo, why is Ralph just fucking everybody? It's
yo, well, that brings me to a word of advice I heard that might be horrible advice, or it might just be advice.
this is
for
our
the
segment.
trade.
Great advice that might be horrible advice.
Great advice. It might be horrible advice. I heard this at the barbershop from a man getting a haircut. Some of you may know I cut hair for a lot of years. I was working at this barbershop, and
Worst fucking butcher's heads, dude. Worst cuts I've ever seen in my life. I mean, look at his cut, bro. You think he's a good barber with that fucking
I got
haircut,
this
bro?
in New York, so
Nah,
Anyway.
you got that in Texas, bro.
No, I came here with a haircut, and I was here for a while, so I needed another haircut. And this is on you, New York, if you like it or not.
Well,
I
how do
don't
you
know.
feel about the haircut?
I liked it. I liked my Texas one better, but I liked it.
All right.
Anyway,
You just showed your hand, bro. You could have just been like, I don't know how I feel about it.
I'll show my hand on that.
All right.
But this guy he was asking me about comedy and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he said, you know, depending on your way of life, excuse my language, I know some people aren't gonna like this advice, but he
Okay.
said, depending on your way of life, sometimes you just gotta be out here fucking these hoes. Full disclosure, I'm pretty sure that guy's a pimp.
So I want to take his advice then. He's an actual pimp.
Yeah, so he might have just been like advertising.
He might have been just trying to get you in the market for his clientele.
Yeah, he's like, just depending on the trade, sometimes you gotta be out here fucking these hoes.
Yeah, so this advice sounds definitely bad. Sounds like a guy who's just marketing.
I don't know, it sounded like a 3 6 Mafia song, so I was like, all right.
Sounds like he's marketing to his lonely man. He's like, yo, you seem lonely. Sometimes you gotta be out here fucking these hoes. Also, I know them personally. If you want to arrange a meeting.
Well, he never did that, but every time he's in there, he dresses like fairly nice. Like he has like nice sneakers and he buys clothes from like the Gap. And I've asked people like, what does he do? And they're like, hey, he's a pimp. But I always just thought they're like,
So they're saying he's like a player.
Yeah, I thought they were like giving him like that little compliment, like, he's pimped out.
Yeah.
Pimp,
But they know, man, no, literally, he's a pimp. He pimps women out.
Yeah, I think so.
Damn. So it's bad advice. So you knew ahead of time it's not good advice.
Well, he's a pimp, but the advice, he might just be saying like, yo, go out there and have fun, young kid.
Yeah, sure.
Be safe.
Yeah.
He didn't say be safe, but in my head he said, it's like,
you just turned it into a very nice thing. Yeah, man, you can go out there and have fun. Don't worry about it. But he was like, yo, man, sometimes you just gotta fuck hoes. Like he said it pretty gross, and you just cleaned it up.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't hear you, but I hear you.
Yeah. You heard what
I heard what I needed to hear.
What you needed to hear.
Yeah.
So hey, man, if you want to go out and have fun, go out and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think you can go out and have fun, but I don't know. It's a workplace, like comedy. It's like
comedy's a workplace.
That's what I'm saying. So like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with going out there and just having sex with people, and like as long as it's good and consensual, and having a good time.
If you're gonna date a coworker, you better be damn sure you both are on the same page.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine if you worked in an office and you fucked 5 people in the office. It'd be weird as shit.
Yeah,
it's a weird move.
I mean, I'd be like, yeah, I'm a pimp.
Yeah, but everyone in the office would be like, I don't know if that guy's weird.
Be like, yo, that guy fucked Jessica, Brian, Kelly. Like, I fucked all of those people. Imagine what my penis is like. It's definitely something like.
I guess how you go about it too.
Yeah, but I think like, if you really just fucked like 5 people in a workplace, it's really hard to not look bad.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to do.
Yeah, it's very weird. So if you're ever gonna date a coworker, you gotta like, whether it's just a casual thing or like a dating thing, you gotta be on that same page.
You gotta be interested, yeah.
Yeah.
And figure it out. But what do we know? We're just kids.
Yeah. What do I know, man? I'm just a kid listening to pimps at the barbershop. I've gotten tons of advice at the barbershop. I don't even know what half of it means sometimes.
What's the best advice you ever got and the worst?
I got the sometimes you gotta be out here fucking these hoes.
And that was that on the good or the bad?
I'm still trying to decide to this day. Just take it how you want, you know?
Yeah.
The other advice I've gotten is
umbrellas are whack, bro.
Yeah, I came out here with no umbrella. That was bad advice.
I don't rock umbrellas, bro. I just let my hair get wet as shit.
Yo, this one came from that pimp's cousin.
Damn, his pimp's got cousins?
Yeah. He said, it's another one about hoes. He said, he's like, a hoe can do what she's going to do in the streets, but at the end of the day, no one's going to love her like I do.
What?
Yeah.
What's that even mean?
I actually put that in a bit before.
What does that mean?
It means if you love somebody, you love somebody. Through thick and thin.
Damn, dude, you should that should be a bit you do. Is you translating advice that seems fucked up into the nicest thing? Because you just did it again. You're like, dude, love is love. You basically were like that guy saying, love is love, man. He
was like, you can be out partying, you can do what you do in the streets. No one will love you like I do. And I think that's him manipulating a girl's mind, or into thinking like, this guy loves me, I better work for him, or it's just he loves his wife through thick and thin.
He's either like, hey, I don't care what happens before me. You're a person's a person, but when we're together, I'm gonna love you all the same. So it could be good. It could be love is love, but yeah, it could also
it could also be he's manipulating a girl for the worst thing ever.
Damn, this is a complex barbershop.
It's a complex world, Jake. It's a complex world we live in. I want to write a book now just called like Quotes of a Pimp, the most beautiful or the most disgusting.
Yeah.
A complex world.
What the fuck does this mean?
Well, I want to do another book, and it's just called "What the fuck."
What the fuck?
Because after every like few paragraphs, you just gotta stop and be like, "What the fuck?
What the fuck is this shit?
This is either the best thing or the worst thing I've ever read." That's what I like about like experiences in general. It's up to you what they mean. Life is like a movie.
Sure.
Life is art, bro, and the greatest art is what do you call it?
Interpretation.
Interpretation
It's up to the
is up to the beholder, the viewer. You know what I mean? The best art, I think, has a message, but rarely has a clear message.
Sure, I agree with that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think comedy is an art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it is?
I think it is to like a degree.
Well, I think for me, it's got to be. You still got to be funny.
Yeah. Funny, to me, funny is funny. And funny doesn't need to be an art to be funny, but I think sometimes the way you're funny can be artful. Does that make sense?
Sure. But also, you're talking about like great art. Like there's art that's not great art, but I like it.
I'm just mean like,
You know what I'm saying?
does it fall under the definition of art?
Well, what do you consider art?
I think art is a creation that gets a reaction out of people and gets something out of you. Something that you not necessarily have to decipher, but something that makes you just kind of think and feel, and you're not exactly sure in which direction right away.
So there has to be ambiguity to it.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. And see, when somebody creates like music, for instance, like a beat,
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I don't know if anybody can feel this too, but I feel like when you hear the beat, there's art and life to it, because you can almost sense where it came from it. Like you get that heart feel. Like I could hear a beat, and not only because there's like certain styles of beats coming out of different parts of like America, but when you hear a beat that was like created from a southern artist, I can almost like, you can almost feel it. You're just like, yo, all right, you know what I mean? Or when you see a painting, it strikes that same feeling that a beat might make me feel, like a whole shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain that feeling, but when I feel it, I know.
Yeah.
And when I hear a joke, the way it was written, sometimes I'm like, all right, that was like art, you know? But sometimes it's like, that was just pure funny.
Sure.
So I don't know.
So you see art not as a like, you don't see art as a category, you don't see art as like an overarching thing. You see it as like there's comedy, there's like movies, there's all these mediums.
There's all these mediums.
There's pieces of it in each are art.
Art is proof that souls exist to me, and art has soul in it.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And comedy definitely has soul in it, don't get me wrong.
Well,
but comedy strikes, for the most part.
Yeah.
Just every joke is different, right? But for the most part, I feel like comedy just strikes laughter.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Yeah.
Some jokes strike laughter and then a whole bunch of other feelings after.
Sure.
Those are the ones that I'm like, that's art.
Yeah, yeah.
When, you know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people hate on a lot of these comics that I'm about to mention, but like Louis Chappelle, fucking Mark Norman too, but like Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
There's tons of comics. George Carlin.
Sure.
Like Chris Rock. You know what I mean? They made tons of jokes that are also like art.
Yeah.
But they've also made tons of jokes that are just jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's hard. It's hard. You can't just be like, all right, this is the list of jokes that were art and this is the list of jokes that were just jokes. It's just kind of like a thing that happens, I think.
Sure. But you're kind of saying it, though. You're kind of saying that. You're kind of saying, like, there's a list that's art.
But it's hard to make that list, is what I'm saying. It's hard to, like, go through each joke and be like, that one is art and that one's a joke. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah, I agree.
I think that's why that's why when I see comedy, it's more like, this is, like, somewhat of an art. Because art comes out in this, too. But, I don't know, for the most part, when I see, like, a creation, something that's, like, in a museum, something that, some artist created. You see when they create portraits out of dominoes.
Yeah.
And that stuff, I'm like, that reaction it gets out of me, I'm like, yo, that's art. Like that's a fucking art. You know what I mean? These crazy drawings, these paintings, this music, the sculptors and the shit they build out of metal, like the way it's laid out, it's just like, yo, that's some fucking art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just went out there and said my mom's boyfriend is better off without us, and people laughed. Like, there might be honesty and vulnerability, which plays into some art, but for the most part, it's a silly joke. You know what I mean?
Sure, but I don't know. I think wow, that's an interesting joke to pick because I think that joke hits because there's something deeper to it. Because you're doing something that you're admitting something you're not allowed to.
Yeah,
like as a kid, you're not supposed to go against your mom and be like, nah, he was right. And there's some, I don't know. I think there's some artful to that, but it's also weird to consider what you yourself do art. Also, it's like one of those things where it's like you can't even think about that. You just do the joke. You just do the bit. You follow what you think is the right thing to say.
That might be another reason I don't really see it as that much of an art comedy, is because like I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I'm doing it, it's can't be all that.
Well, you're a humble guy. You're not like a cocky fuck.
If I was an artist, I'd be cocky. If I was like a tattoo artist.
But here's the thing: there are definitely people who hear jokes that you do, and they'll be like, "Yo, that's fucking art." Like there are people who will big up it and make it into something that you don't think.
Which that's cool too. Which, by the way, like I don't necessarily like I have these like opinions, but I don't believe in them like hardcore. Like,
but it goes back to what you said. You said art is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, definitely.
So like, just because you're saying, well, my jokes aren't art, but like this, like Louis Chappelle, Carlin, like those jokes are art, or they have some jokes that are art. Doesn't mean that people can't look at yours and perceive it that way.
If they do, I do like greatly appreciate it. I hope that my jokes have some soul in them. I feel like they do. I wouldn't necessarily say, that I'm like doing it to touch your soul. I think I'm doing it just, let's laugh.
Yeah,
I love making people laugh since I was a kid. I think, but I don't know. Maybe because in my head, like all the comics that I always looked up to, I'm like, yo, these guys are great. I don't think I'll ever like achieve the things they're achieving. You know what I mean?
Sure, but I don't think you should. I mean, I think a lot of the comics who you like named, I don't think, at least when they were starting to do it or they were in the beginning, I don't think any of them were like, I'm gonna paint a cathedral. Of comedy. Yeah. My words are paint. Every word I say is a paint, and I'm gonna fucking make a beautiful masterpiece. No, I think a lot of them doing the same thing as you, of like, no, I think this is funny, or like this is like what I've been thinking about. This is how I access this idea. I'm gonna say it. People are gonna laugh, and a lot of times people, like I said with you, of like people see your stuff and they'll say that's art. Like all the people who are like held in huge renown, people did that. Like they didn't do that. They didn't go, I'm sometimes the guy goes, I'm the greatest. There's Kanye's out there.
And then everybody's like, yo, he's right.
He's right. Yeah. But a lot of times it's a guy who's just doing his thing, just a person doing their thing. And then everyone else is like, that person's a genius. She's a genius. And then and then that person either is like, nah, is humble and keeps working, or they're like, I am a genius, and it destroys their brain.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Which is tough. I think a lot of people, it's one thing to be a genius, it's another thing to accept being a genius.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people I think if you accept yourself as anything, you should accept yourself as a student.
Yeah.
And, that's one of the few things you should accept yourself as. If you accept yourself as like a master, or as a gold or something like that, I think it could be toxic for your brain.
Sure, real bad for your fucking brain.
Yeah, because now you put yourself in the place of like, I gotta make moves that a master would make. Like, no, I think if you're always learning, you'll always not always make the right moves, but I think if you're always on your toes, always learning, always accept yourself as a student, you have a way higher chance of like progressing in life. Yeah. Progression is good, but if you put yourself if you put yourself under a title, you'll try to stick to that title, and people will see it. People might not be able to recognize exactly what you're doing, but people will see some sort of like phonyism. Like there's comics out there who are like, yo, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say some shit that's gonna get people mad. And it's like, you can tell that's their main goal sometimes. Oh, we gotta wrap up?
It's about, yeah. We got like a minute or so.
Oh, shit. Damn, I was about to get into some good shit, man.
I mean, I can keep it going.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep it going.
We'll
finish this thought. I'll cut and we'll finish this thought.
All right.
All right, we're back.
All right. As I was saying,
Don't lose it.
giving yourself titles.
Yeah.
Depending on that title can be a very bad thing.
Yeah.
What was I talking about?
Certain comics are like, I'm going to say stuff that's going to make people fucking mad.
Yeah, all right. So I think there's a lot of comics out there who start to get the rhythm, because every comic goes through it. Every comedian goes through like learning their own rhythm on like, okay, this is how, you get your little process of writing your jokes, of performing, right? And then before you know it, you're like writing more consistently and you got these jokes and people talk to you after shows, and like it's hard not to let that mold you, and it's hard to know when to let those words mold you.
Yeah.
People always tell you things after shows that it gets to our heads. I don't care if you're like the toughest headstrong comic in the world or you're the most sensitive comic. Eventually things get to you. People say like, yo, you're so funny. Oh, you're a fucking genius. Or like, hey man, keep at it, you didn't do so bad. And like all these things kind of get you, right? There's comics out there who have written some like, and this is comics like at all levels,
Mm-hmm.
But there's comics out there who've written some stuff that maybe was a little more edgy and it got a big laugh.
Yeah.
And then somebody might have gotten mad at it and they get addicted to that. They get addicted to the title of like, yo, this dude calls it how it is.
Yeah,
Like, this dude says it. And I've been in green rooms with comedians or just seen comedians in comedy clubs where they're just like, yo, I'm gonna piss off this crowd today. Like, I'm gonna get somebody mad. I'm gonna walk somebody. I'm gonna make somebody leave the show. And that's when I feel like they're living up to the title and not, they're not learning anymore. They're not really, they've fixated themselves on that title, on the title of like a edgy hardcore comic.
They've let the audience choose who they are for them.
Yeah. And now you're living up to this title where your main goal is to make somebody mad or to offend somebody. And it's like, bro, comedy, the whole point of it was to be funny.
Yeah, make people laugh.
Yeah. And if your audience is built on nothing but people who want to offend, it's kind of a fucking sick audience. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, say something, piss me off, bring it on. You know what I mean? Like, if your comedy is hilarious and happens to offend, I can't knock it.
Yeah, no,
like something I was saying the other day was like, I think a joke can be offensive, but if like half the room is laughing at it, it's just funny. I think it slides. Go ahead. You know what I mean? Most people thought it was funny. I'm not gonna focus on the offensive part. Every joke, everything in life comes with negatives and positives. It's up to you which part to focus on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't like that whole like, no, I'm here to piss people off. Like, no, you're here to make people laugh.
Yeah.
You know
First
what I mean?
and foremost, you want to make people laugh with shit that you think is funny.
Yeah. Because like, there's a lot of comics out there who are like, comedies where you should be able to say whatever you want, which I kind of agree. I think
as long as it's funny.
As long as
you pass the art to me, and before when you're talking about art, for me, comedy, like arts are certain mediums, right?
Yeah.
And you have to respect the medium. So it's like, if I'm making a drama, it could be funny, but like there needs to be some fucking drama in there. If you watch Goodfellas and there isn't some sort of tension and drama in it, you're like, what the fuck is this movie? But it has all the pieces it needs to have. If you're doing comedy, you can be sincere, you can be genuine, you can be offensive, but you have to bring it back to being funny.
Yeah, and I think like that goes for all sorts of like jokes. You know what I mean? Whether they're political jokes that have a message, racial jokes that have a message, offensive jokes, whatever. Like, the main thing is being funny.
Yeah.
I don't think you should go out there with like, this is the message I have to deliver. I think you should go out there with, I got to be funny, and if a message is also delivered along the way, so be it. Because that's what, like, the job is comedy.
Yeah.
The job is funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the main job. And as far as like saying whatever you want, I think you like, go ahead, say whatever you want. And if it fails, then it's up to you. If I don't think people should be allowed to like delete your job, like cancel your job. I think
Yeah.
that's between you and whatever person wants to book you.
Sure.
That's between you and whoever wants to continue seeing you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there is like a line to it too. Like, say whatever you want. Sure, be that ballsy comic. A lot of people are trying to live up to that. Like, I'm a ballsy comic. I say, right? Live up to that, but don't use the stage as a fucking keyboard and desktop, because that's what a lot of comics are doing these days. Like, oh, I can say it because it's comedy. Like, you can't do nothing to me. Like, no, say whatever hardcore shit you want to say, but after that show, you know, go out there with that audience.
Sure.
If somebody wants to confront you about that, go talk to them about that. Like,
because I'm not also sometimes like yeah. I mean, you were telling me about a joke where you were saying it and then people weren't getting it, and then you changed it, and then everyone was laughing, and it's like sometimes I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes consulting the audience and finding out how they feel makes the joke stronger, because you're like, oh, all right, I wanted you to actually feel this.
Yeah, and you gotta try it to learn it. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
I don't think you should go out there like, all right, I'm just not going to joke anything on this subject, anything on that subject. I'm not going to talk about this subject. Because I think a lot of people nowadays are trying to make comedy a safe space. And I don't want comedy to be this hardcore, say what you want thing. You know what I mean? But I also don't want it to be like the safest space ever. 'Cause comedy was never meant to. Comedy wasn't created so that people like could feel safe. Comedy was created to make people laugh. You know what I mean? And that is part of the art full of comedy, is what makes them laugh could be any combination of words.
Sure.
You know what I mean? When music was created, they weren't like, music makes you feel safe. It was entertaining, kept your mind going. And then people used music as a medium to fucking convey messages, to tell stories of where they're coming from.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do with comedy. You know, I did this joke about a couple of my friends, you know, going to prison for selling drugs, and people were like, yeah, you shouldn't joke about drugs because my friends were on drugs and there's a crazy fucking epidemic in this country.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but I'm not saying people should be doing drugs. I'm telling you my story.
Yeah.
With my history of drugs.
Yeah.
I tell it in a funny way. That's how I write my poem, with the joke at every 2 beats. You know what I mean? So like, I don't feel like you can tell me not to, because that was my life. I'm telling you about my life.
Well, it's also how you it's people. I think people forget what's called. People always talk about laughter is the best medicine, right?
Yeah.
And then whenever people are like, "Well, I don't think what you said was funny," and it's like, "Yeah, but why are you fucking with my medicine?" Like that. Like that's what makes me feel better. Like I also make jokes about people in my life who have died of heroin, and like I'm not making fun of them, but like it makes me feel. Making a joke about it makes the tragic fucking thing feel better.
Definitely.
Feel okay. You know?
And you know, I don't like when people try to tell me to like take down a joke on that aspect, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I said, I don't necessarily like the whole cancel culture thing, but I also don't like the say whatever the fuck you want thing.
Sure.
There's like a medium to things. But I don't like when people tell me to take it down, because it's like, nobody is stopping me or other people from growing up around these things, seeing these things.
Sure.
Right? And I'm not asking them to either. I'm not asking people to step in and go save us or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But if you turn the blind eye to the things that happen in these neighborhoods your whole life, turn a blind eye to my comedy stories about these neighborhoods.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep that eye blind. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, whatever you're going to say on stage, if it really is going to be something hardcore, something you're just like, I'm that ballsy guy who's going to say it, keep those balls, man. If you feel like you got the balls to say it on stage, you better have the balls to get confronted about it off the stage by whatever audience member is out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that, yeah.
Because a lot of people are using the stage like they're like, people are doing jokes on stage the way people comment on YouTube videos, where they're just saying whatever, and they're like, oh, they're never going to be touch me. I'm behind here. They're like, oh, I'm a comedian. I can say it. You can't touch me.
Well, that's what annoys me, is when someone, because I've said jokes where I'm like, people might not like this, and then when people don't like it, I'm like, that's fair enough. And that's the difference. It's like, if you go out and you're like, I'm gonna offend this crowd, and then when they get offended, they get mad at you and you're like, why are you so uptight? It's like, no, that's what you were doing.
You're doing it on purpose to
Yeah.
get the reaction, and then you're like getting away from them. You're going back to the green room. You're not going out in front of them. Like, no. Say what you want to say. Make that racial joke, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but stand behind it. If you really think it's funny, stand behind it.
Yeah.
Let yourself get confronted. 'Cause I'm tired of people being like, say what I want, and it's comedy, so you can't do anything to me. You shouldn't be able to get mad.
Yeah.
Like, no, what you say should be funny. You should be allowed to say it, even if it gets people mad. But people have a right to get mad.
Sure,
like,
yeah.
Let the people get mad at you. Take
Also,
the
people
backlash.
have a right to not like you. They're allowed to not like you. Yeah.
I don't think people, but I still don't believe people should like cancel your career.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I don't think people should, especially if it's just for a joke. I don't think someone should be destroyed.
Yeah.
But I think that people can be criticized and will be criticized. You know?
Yeah. Take the criticism, and if you don't like that comedian or that artist, whatever, I don't think you should try to cancel him. You got to leave that up to him or her and their fan base and their bookers. Like, you know what I mean? If I said some jokes that I felt maybe, rubbed some people the wrong way, not only would I not blame those people for being rubbed the wrong way, I'm only human. I don't exactly understand what everything I say is gonna feel. But before every joke, I do try to imagine what are they gonna think, what are they gonna feel, is this funny, is whatever, right? So if I said something that rubbed somebody the wrong way, I wouldn't blame anybody for being rubbed the wrong way. I wouldn't blame anybody for not wanting to see my jokes. And if a booker still wanted to book me, fine. And if another one said they didn't because of what I said, also I understand. You know what I mean? That's the freedom I feel like people forget about. This is, you know what I mean? This is a capitalistic society. People are free to make money or not make money with whoever they want. But at the end of the day, it revolves around money. So like,
yeah, but you're a socialist.
yeah.
That's what you said earlier, bro.
Did I? I say a lot of things. Also,
you're a man of many perspectives.
Also, for anybody who's listened this far into the podcast, you should also know I change my mind about things like every 3 weeks. Like most of my opinions stay the same, but a lot of them change too. Like you don't watch this podcast and then like check the date. If you're watching this podcast, check the date, because if you see this 2 years after we recorded it, you might be like, oh, I think I got this Ralph character pegged. And
you're
2 years from now,
person.
I might be a whole other person. I might be living in a socialist country. Like, comedy sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We should all be getting paid the same amount of money for a job. I don't know what socialism is exactly, but I imagine it's something like that.
Also, if you're listening this far into the podcast, you've gone too far.
Yeah, we went in deep.
But also, you know, at the end of everything that was just said,
I also don't think comedy should be one way or another. Comedy just is.
Sure.
So accept it or don't accept it.
Funny's funny, yeah, I think
stay in or stay out. It's up to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But what do you know, dude?
What do I know? I'm just a kid.
All right, we'll leave it on that. Also, yeah, dude, if someone wants to cancel you, which is me, I will take the Italian comments you said at the top of this, and I'll fucking burn you to the ground.
You can cancel me all you want, baby.
No, yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, we're just a kid, bro.
At the end of the day, we're all just nobody knows more than anybody. We're all just out here fucking.
Yeah. Sucking. Eating. And coming. And that's life.
That's life.
And if you're out there, I hope you come soon. That's been it. Thank you to Ralph Barbosa.
Thanks for having me, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Peace out, guys.
I love you guys. I'll see you next week.
Jake, you're an idiot. Jake, you don't make any sense.